What's up, people? Today's band is something very new to me, yet it looked like something I've been listening to a million times before, and even the name doesn't actually suggest anything new or original or whatever. Well, that's not the case here, but then again, it actually is. This band is Witchlore and it comes from Sweden. Now, I was kind of assured that I have heard this band before because Witchlore is kind of some type of name that probably rings a bell even though you cannot totally pinpoint it or put it under your thumb or whatever. But however, it seems that when I was checking up the basic info for this album, became clear to me that this is in fact a new band, but I couldn't find quickly doing a little bit research that when exactly where in Stockholm this was founded, and it doesn't really matter. What matters is that what lies inside, and unfortunately this time this is a CDR promo, so there is not much to be seen, but at least you can get a glimpse to this CD. Released March 2nd, 2018. This is kind of a, I guess, labeled as mini CD with 6 tracks in total, as you can see here. Now, the cover of this kind would actually have me guess that this is some kind of a, I don't know, maybe kind of a retro doom band or something like that. But Witchlore Into the Glade is not exactly that. It's an actually combination of old heavy metal met with first wave black metal and then something. Now, the very first time this band kind of started playing in my player, this album I mean, I was like a little bit unsure that this kind of sounds familiar, but I wouldn't be sure. And then it hit my mind. Surely it's old Battery that is kind of played there, but not the way early Battery is played. It's kind of a black metalish, and then again it's more heavy metal. So it's kind of a trashy, it's kind of a dirty, it's a little bit raw, but more towards heavy metal than the first wave of black metal. This can be pretty much summed up with the vocals there. They are not raw, screamy, shrieky type of stuff, but more kind of a raspy way of like non-clean singing, but then again not growling, not shrieking, not growl, shriek, scream mixture of anything like that. But when you kind of get into the album, it seems pretty clear that this kind of vocals is the only way of doing this. Because like I said, it's not black metal, it's not thrash metal, it's not heavy metal, but a little bit of all of those. It's kind of an 80s vibe, the early or mid 80s when Slayer were doing their first albums. Battery was new into the genre, and then there is this kind of a heavy metal vibe, which kind of makes this triangle of genres full. Now, this actually might sound a lot worse than it actually is. I'm not a big fan of hybrid genres when it comes to, Black Death, Death Thrash, Death Black Thrash, and all that stuff. And this kind of stuff would seem like something like, okay, I just give it a pass if I, would be reading about it. But listening to this one, actually started like, hey, this band actually seems to have some nice melodies, some nice tunes, some kind of a familiar nostalgic feeling, but with kind of a modern flavor. It's kind of hard to describe it to make it sound fascinating or interesting, I can guess that. But after a couple of spins, I really started to like this one. It's not the best of the year material, I guess, but after 2 or 3, 4 spins maybe, I must say I like this album. I gave it a little bit of more listening than that, and just to be sure that I wasn't getting into it or excited about single riff or single song, but it feels like the whole package is actually pretty strong. It kind of lacks the final polishing to make it actually really, really good, but it's definitely a good album. And I kind of like it because, for the reasons I mentioned. Like I said, I am not a big fan of hybrid, but when this album actually makes all those ideas just click like, Lego bricks. They at first seem like they're just some stupid bricks, but when you actually put them in a nice way, you get these fantastic creations. And this is kind of a proof that old ideas may be recycled a million times before, but when you do it properly, with just, a proper production as well, and, kind of vocals which also fit the stuff, add some nice layer, grooviness or guitar melodies that are not, annoying, but kind of a fitting and creating just more versatile ideas. That this is not just, rinse and repeat from the very first track, but a little bit more than that. Then it becomes kind of clear that these kind of albums are something that we are in need of. Not just bad retro recycling, but recycling the proper parts, adding some nice modern touch, and there you go. And I just hope people would find Witchlore after this one. Definitely a nice start for the career, so something that you probably should check out, even if the genre hybrids are something that you usually just go past by. Into the Glade, definitely a positive surprise for the beginning of March. Check it out. And as always, should you like to review or subscribe to the channel, do it right now and get back for more reviews on Rauta channel. See you soon with more stuff coming your way.